Shalom and good afternoon, everyone. Randy here. Wanted to do a quick update on the progress that's being made in the greenhouse and what I've been able to plant and update since the structure has gone up. And as you see here, I have some mustard greens that are coming in quite nicely, and I have been able to monitor their progress. They're growing, and we'll see how that works. And then we have some collard greens that's growing right here. And I'm noticing that I'm going to have to redo these two beds right here because, the collard greens, I just threw the seeds in the ground, just hoping that I would get away with that, but that's just not going to work. They need a little bit more space, so I can transplant these little greens into the other areas that I've been able to till up. Now, I've been able to process this area right here, and what I'll be able to do is take all my seedlings that I've been planting in egg containers, some lettuce, some collard greens, some spinach, mustards. So this is pretty much all that we'll be able to grow this year, but it should do quite nicely. Just trying to get in the ground as quickly as possible. Here I have a nice large compost pile right here that I've been baking, and this is just leaves, stuff from the chicken coop as well as the sheep pen. So I've been grinding that down and preparing that, and I'll put that in here as a soil amendment and sprinkle this all in here to plant. And then I have this structure right here, and again, these are doing quite nicely. What I basically just do is just till all around these particular areas, and that is growing quite nicely. And then I have show you right here what I've been able to do in here is move a pepper plant that is not look like it's doing too well. I moved this; it was doing a lot of production, and then once I moved it, I guess I disturbed the roots. It didn't like it too much, so hopefully it comes back. At least if I could just cut it back and just save it for next year. I got a couple of more cucumber plants in, and the tomato plants. They seem to be doing very well. And the name of the game with this structure right here is, again, it's a greenhouse within a greenhouse, and I'll be able to produce 12 tomato plants in here and the 5 cucumber plants, and then I'll put some lettuce plants in between and cross section them, so I have the lettuce growing in here so we can have some salad throughout the winter. But basically, the idea to heat this greenhouse is to, of course, keep the area closed. It's just a miniature version of the larger greenhouse, as well as using wood ash. Now, if anybody knows anything about wood ash, when you take that wood ash from the wood burning stove, it can remain hot for, hours up to a day or two. So the idea is to store the wood ash in this container in here, and it will continuously radiate that that heat out into this smaller structure, and hopefully that is enough heat that will be able to sustain the cucumber pepper plants and the tomatoes. And so we'll see how that works out. I was looking at a couple of different ways where I can heat the greenhouse without spending any real time, effort, or energy, and using what I naturally have. And the idea came to mind is definitely I have this canister that I use for wood ash. So we dump the wood stove in the wintertime, and we put it in this large canister, and it's used for the garden as well as compost, things of that nature. So the idea is to keep it in here. It'll radiate out that warm heat throughout the day, and I'll constantly add to it, and anything that is used up, I can just add an amendment right into the soil, so none of it goes to waste. Wood goes to the wood stove, ash goes into here, radiates, heats the inner greenhouse, and then that wood ash, once it gets nice and cool, can be added to the soil. So definitely using all that we have, without spending any money on expensive fertilizers or anything. It definitely works. So the idea is to, get this system up and running. I don't know how much success I will have, but the idea is to try with the lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers, and so we will see how that goes. But in the meantime, it looks like these mustards are growing quite nicely. Again, I'm going to have to take out this because when you really look at it, there's more weeds than spinach plants growing up in here. So, I'll give it another couple of days to see how it works out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely retransplant or replant these using the seedlings that I got over here. Now, that is probably over 100 plants that I'll be able to grow. So we shall see how it works. But this is what's going on so far in the greenhouse, and get some of that winter production going on. Be it the Father's will, it'll be a smashing, piping success, but we'll keep you updated. Shalom.